Welcome to the first video of this 3-part Maestro Mind Planner series. This series is going to go behind the scenes on how I personally use this all-in-one Notion template to organize everything in my life, set my goals, and boost my overall productivity. Now, if we look back about a year ago, I released something called the Productive Musician Digital Planner. This was the inspiration behind what is now the Maestro Mind Planner. Now, I'm someone who absolutely loves productivity, finding the best way to stay organized. But as a musician, a YouTuber, an educator, there are so many projects, tasks, and gigs that can easily throw off my work-life balance. So it became crucial for me to balance my musical career with my personal life so that I don't feel completely overwhelmed. And that was my main focus with the Productive Musician Planner, a downloadable PDF that helped musicians track projects, tasks, and goals. However, it was once I discovered the Notion platform that the idea for the Maestro Mind Planner really started to develop. Notion is a digital workspace that allows you to clearly think, write, and plan anything going on in your life or your musical career. So I realized that I could take my existing Productive Musician Planner and integrate it into Notion from the ground up. And it was around this time that I discovered Tiago Forte's Para method, which is a system that's part of his larger second brain model. Para stands for projects, areas, resources, and archives. Everything in your life can be broken down into these 4 main categories: the projects and tasks at hand, the areas or life buckets of your life, the useful resources to refer back to, and the archive of completed or past work. Now, the next video in this series is going to dive a bit more into how the Para method works, but overall, the Maestro Mind Planner is designed to seamlessly work with this method, so it makes it a great tool for musicians and other creatives. And I definitely want to give credit to Thomas Frank's Ultimate Brain and Simon Pittman's Life OS templates. They were a huge inspiration behind this Maestro Mind Planner. Seriously, if you want to learn all about Notion, then definitely check out their channels for the best tips and tricks. So now that you know a little bit about the inspiration behind this planner, I can't wait to introduce the Maestro Mind Planner itself. And throughout the series, I'll be showcasing how I use it in my everyday life. So let's dive deeper into the Maestro Mind Planner's key features and benefits. This planner is all about digital organization with the musician or creator in mind. My number one goal is to hopefully help you streamline this organizational workflow so that you can focus on what truly matters, your music. So let's take a look at the very first page of the Maestro Mind Planner, which is the Maestro Mind dashboard. This is where you have access to each section of the planner in its simplest form. It's designed to track all of your projects, tasks, goals, habits efficiently and effectively. Think of the dashboard as your homepage or your central hub for everything. I've also included this custom menu block so that you can easily access any part of the planner from the top of the page. So the very first section of the dashboard is this task and project section. And I want you to notice that each title is actually going to link you to the associated page. So this will bring us to the actual task and project page here. But for now, we're just going to stick with this dashboard layout. So over on the left, you'll see that we have a view for creating a new task, as well as a view for the upcoming task over the next 7 days. For the new task view, that's designed for quickly jotting down tasks as they come to you. So if I were to just click new and I title this new task, we're not going to see it listed here because the goal is to keep your dashboard clutter free, but you can always access through the page itself. Now, this 7-day task view is so that you can see all of your tasks coming up within the next week. This is typically changing as you complete your task and as tasks get closer and closer to your date. So with each task, you can see the project that it's associated with, as well as the due date that you assigned for it. And then you can always check off with the status checkbox here. And then on the right, we have 2 views for our projects. Projects for review is so that you don't forget about ongoing projects. They're set on a custom schedule that you can create yourself. So let's say you want to review a project every 2 weeks. That project is going to show up in this area until you check it off as reviewed or you complete the project. And then similar to our tasks, we do have a next 7 days view for our projects as well. This is where you'll see all those upcoming projects that you have that have a deadline within the next week. And it's kind of meta, but you'll see throughout the series that I'm actively working on this 3-video series as I'm recording and going through the planner. Next up, we have our daily entry section. This view shows us an auto-populated journal entry that lets us plan out and reflect on that current day. If we go inside, you could keep track of your priorities, your tasks, your daily reminders. You can rate yourself on your overall musical productivity, and you can take notes on what you want to accomplish versus what you think you should improve on. Again, for the sake of keeping the dashboard clean, you're only going to see the view for that current day that's relative to you. But if you do want more more of an overview over your past week, your month, year, then you can always go to the daily entries page itself. Now, I do want to point out that the new content idea section and this financial tracker section, they're not part of the overall Maestro Mind planner. They're just personal resources that I created myself for helping me plan out YouTube content or tracking my finances and invoices. But that's also what I love about the planner, because it's not meant to be one size fits all, but rather a starting point for it to evolve and grow as you see fit. Now, the next section is for our areas and resources. And looking back, these are the A and the R of the para method. The areas view shows us the areas of our lives that we're actively coming back to. And the Maestro Mind Planner is automatically gonna come with this music area set up for you, but you can always, add, delete, and adjust however you like. Now, the resources view show us topics of interest that might not be immediately actionable. And then the resources by area view is gonna show us all of our resources that fall within each dedicated area. And then over on the right, we have our notes section. So let's say you want to capture something in the moment without thinking about which area it belongs to or which project it's associated with. This is going to be where you see those unassigned notes. Remember, the idea is to capture things quickly. And then if you want more organization and in-depth look, you can always head on over to the notes page to organize. And then the next view is our recent notes view. This is where you see the past 10 notes that have been recently edited. So for me, you'll see that I'm working on grading some assignments. I have some YouTube scripts and planning notes. And then finally, we have our goals and habits section. And I do have to admit, I know that this is where I struggle and this is where I could use the most work because I'm so focused on the projects that I'm currently working on. So right now, the goals and habits are relatively empty, but this is something that I know I want to focus on as we enter the new year. So over on the left, we have a space that's dedicated to planning and tracking our goals. We can create a new one right from here. And we see that we have a goals template that auto-populates with some questions that we get to fill out. For now, I don't want it, so I am going to delete that. And then over on the right, we have the habit report section. And this is where we're going to be able to track and plan out all of those habits that might be associated with the goals. So as we go through the different videos, you'll see how the Maestro Mind Planner can actually help with our approach on productivity and creativity. If you do want to learn more about it, then definitely check out the link in the description down below. But for now, let's move on to who this planner is ideally for. Yes, the Maestro Mind Planner is for musicians and composers and creatives. If you are somebody that lives and breathes music, then this planner is going to be tailor-made for you. But it is also for the people that want structure over their creative life without the feeling of being limited. Really, it's a dedicated space to nurture the creative process, to manage all your musical projects, and hopefully achieve your artistic goals. We've already seen how the planner is flexible and adaptable. We also saw that the music area is already included, but so are the instrument tips, music theory, and business resources. I've also included some note templates designed for tracking your composition skills or your instrument practice, as well as templates for tracking topics that you're actively learning. Again, these were brought over and expanded on from the Productive Musician Planner. As musicians, we're expected to wear so many different hats, from composer to performer and engineer to solopreneur. We are constantly juggling tasks, projects, and ideas in all aspects of our lives. So the Maestro Mind Planner is here to hopefully simplify that process, whether you are managing your music career or trying to find balance in your creative life. Again, if you're interested in checking out the planner for yourself, then make sure you use the link in the description to learn more. And for now, let's move on to the next video in this series, which goes over how the Maestro Mind Planner deeply integrates the para method. I'll see you there.